Well, hello, welcome to Thursday. I don't know about you, but I generally like Thursdays. Then again, generally I like most days. I hope you do too. It looks like a good day, and the wind's blowing, so it's bound to be a good day. So I'm glad that you're with me today. Let's take a few minutes. Come on in to this little world, my little world, for a moment. And let's share a thought or two today, and hopefully, a little encouragement to be even better people than we already are. I think about service. I guess I'm old enough. I remember the days when you judged gas stations. And some of you don't even know what a gas station is, but judged gas stations by the kind of service you got. Where some young man would come running out as soon as you ran over the little thing that pressed the air and the bell rang, and the guy would run out, come around to your window, and you'd say you fill it up with whatever, check the oil and so forth, and somebody would do all that, and they clean your windows and things like that, and say, well, I want to go there because man, they do a good job, clean your windows. The guy's always ready, fills it up, so forth, and that takes care of business. Always, that was service. Nowadays, if you don't fill it yourself, you're not going to get any gas. It's the way it is. But in all seriousness, we do judge a lot of things by service. We like good service. And I hope we don't think that people who serve are any less important, any less of value, any less of whatever. In fact, Jesus pointed out, and that's what it comes down to. He said, real greatness is not found in sitting on top of the heap, but it's found in service. Verse 27, Matthew chapter 20. And whoever desires to be first among you, let him be your slave or servant. Just as the Son of Man did not come into the world to be served, but to serve and to give his life a ransom for many. One of the latter things that Jesus did in his ministry shortly before he was crucified was what? To wash the disciples' feet. It seems like we're always trying to climb to the top, always trying to get above some other level, always trying to get beyond the menial tasks. Many of us have had jobs along the way that we really don't want to go back and do. Janitorial service was one back in my history a long time ago. I really don't want to go back and clean floors again, but it's not a matter of unwillingness or thinking it's beneath me. Just too much work. And a janitor in a department store, and it just was challenging sometimes. But actually, I kind of enjoyed the job. And you know what? When you did a good job, people appreciated you. And I think the same is true today. But who do we need more? The people who sit at the top or the people who do the work? I think you can answer the question in that. But I was thinking today about what are we willing to do? And that's the real question of service, isn't it? What are you willing to do? There's a few lines out of the old song, Stand Up for Jesus. It says, put on the gospel armor and watching unto prayer. That sounds good. Where duty calls or danger, be never wanting there. Those latter lines are ones that ought to reach into us and touch us just a little bit. That whatever is needed, whatever job there is, let me be willing to do it. Let me stoop down, if that you want to call it that. Let me be on my knees in that regard. Let me render whatever service that needs to be serviced. That's what the lines are calling us to do. And I think that's what Jesus is saying. True greatness is in the willingness to stoop down. We don't need a whole lot of people at the top. What we need is a whole lot of people who are willing to do whatever is needed to get the job done. Whatever the job is, let me do it. I think if you look around you, you'll find that those are the people who stand out the most. It's not the person who comes in and says, well, I can do this, but that's not my job. It's the guy that comes in and says, well, let me give it a try. Let me see if I can help you in this. Then you find somebody who's a real servant. And in that, I think we find true greatness. That was the example that Jesus left for us, I guess. For Paul, writing in the book of Philippians, in that second chapter, says he was willing to give up the greatest place to take on what he needed to do to serve you and me. He left that kind of example and standard for you and me as well. But look around you and see, isn't that what we long for in people? Isn't that where we find the very best in us? It's not where we get the most pats on the back and get the most shining stars, so to speak, but it's often where we go and do, and people are able to do something, but maybe they don't even notice. Render the service. You know, when I was a boy growing up, we didn't eat out a lot because it just was a different time. And my mother fixed a lot of meals. Some of you grew up the same way. And we would go and we would sit down and we would eat. And I think how many times we ate our meals and filled ourselves full, and I was a good eater. And we never said thank you. But she did it time after time after time after time. Greatness, Jesus said, is found in the person who's willing to serve, and whatever the need might be. So today, let's make it our determined effort to be the people who are ready to do as best we can, whatever the need around us is, and help get it done in the best way we possibly can. Greatness is found in being truly a servant. Hey, it's a great Thursday. Hope it's one that is a blessing to you and you are a blessing to others. I'm glad you shared a few moments with me today, and we'll look forward to sharing a little bit more a little further down the road. You guys have a great day.